think we're live. There we go. Now we're live. It's a lazy cat right there. Lazy cat. Haven't played guitar like all friggin' week. What's up, SMY3? Symmetry. God, why do I keep saying SMY3? Because that's how you spell it. Ben, Ron, Strat CPO, John, Guitar 1952, Ben Coombs, Barry Fitz, Ripley 7, Ben Coombs, Sean Grandy, Symmetry, Yeti Matzi, Terry 3G, Retro Puffer, VTech 66, Star Guitar, Works, Chris, Double A Guitar, James Norton, Speaker. What's up, buddy? Good to see you this past Sunday. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And you need to slow me down so I seem drunk. That seems to be a thing. Go nuts, sure. So I seem drunk. What's up, Bonkers? Richard, B-Man, John. How's the weather here? You know what? We were supposed to get this real... I'm feeling something. It says here in this thing. Can we move this when we hitting something? That a little better? That's a little better. But you know what? There was so much dry air up here. It kind of chewed it up. Most of the real heavy stuff went down like south of Nantucket and out to sea if you look at a radar. Kind of ate it up. Couldn't really bust in here. Maybe it's going to be much heavier tomorrow, you know, once the air is more saturated. But today was kind of a bust. What's up, Jeffrey? What's up, Ferd, Johnny, Seth, Dave? Hit Middle works. Thomas V. I mean, I keep hearing this. Friggin' thing. What's going on here? Why is this thing so friggin' loud? Hold on. Check. There we go. I think that's a little better. What happens is it gets caught up in other stuff, and the rubber on rubber, it makes a rubbing sound. I can hear it. It's making me mental. Now, what am I hitting? Hold on. There it is. That's hitting a guitar stand. Does it sound like it's super live? No, is it just me? It's like crackle. John Gregory says I sound excellent. Well, thank you. Confirm the crackles. Good. It's not just in it's not in me head. It's all in me head. How were those German beers? Really good. There's 4 different flavors. I think I tried 3 of the 4. I tried, the one I drank the most was the Hefeweizen, which is, of course, a wheat beer. And then I had a, what's that other one? I had the lager, the Munich lager, which is actually a little bit more bitter. You know, the wheat beers are the least amount of bitterness. And then I tried the double bock, which is good. The only one I haven't tried yet is the Marzahn, which is I think that's a lager too, right? Who else we got here? John Doe, Christopher, Judge Shred, Sawdust, Landon Bailey. What's up, dude? Ron Padgett, I like Hefeweizen. Yeah, you know, it's not a very bitter beer. You know, it's a little sweeter, a little nicer. They make a dark beer that also is a kind of a sweeter beer, a little more malty. What's up, Tony? What's up, Ripley? Daylight savings last night. Wow. Pushes my show back to 11 a.m. Yeah, we don't change our clocks here until the first weekend in November. I'd hit the applause, but I don't have this hooked up. I had to borrow the cable from it to hook up something else. I gotta get a few more splitters. Oh my God, that coffee is like wicked awesome. So we had the reunion last Sunday, and Speaker was there. Bobby was there too, from Guitar Fret Zone. Plus, you know, a lot of the old guys. It was great to see everybody again. We, once again, like, totally overbought. I think we loaded up one of the teachers with a bunch of barbecue before we left. We're like, take it! We still had it for 2 more days after that. But we wound up going with the barbecue place, and it's funny because I just got, like, what did I get? Brisket and burnt ends, right? Two great things. And I had regretted not getting like the hot links, you know, just to, like, mix it up and just have 3 meats. My wife wound up going at, like, the last minute, like right before, and getting a tub of the hot links and a tub of the pulled pork. Which was so smoky. It was really good. And they loaded her up with sauces. And we had cornbread, and we had all kinds of stuff. We went. We always do this, but it was good. It was good. And we had Thank you, Speaker. It was a very nice spread. Thank you. We try. You know what? We thought we were going to, at the very least, have 4 more people there who didn't make it. So that was, like, we had 4 people that were like, oh, I'm definitely going to be there, and they didn't make it. So We had the Mexican street corn dip, which I have to say is pretty damn good. And we had salsa. We had chips with onion dip. We had, you know, the beers. We had Coca-Colas. We had waters, bottled waters. And they're all into this Arnold Palmer, the half and half there, half iced tea, half lemonade. It's gross. I can't stand it, but they seem to like it. Yeah, we didn't have queso. I thought my wife got queso too, but she didn't. She just got the street corn dip, which is, admittedly, hold on, I'll move this over here. Pretty damn good. The street corn dip, legal seafood. No, it's from Costco. Costco has one that they sell, a big tub of it. You can eat it cold or hot, but it's infinitely better hot. So we heat it up. And of course, on Saturday we had like the hurricane blow through, which was kind of windy, but not a ton of rain. And then Sunday it was like gorgeous skies, just beautiful. But that one friggin' day that we had the party, the reunion, and then the next day, it really rained. There's a lot more rain on friggin' Monday than there was on Saturday with the so-called hurricane. We wound up having like a nor'easter. We're supposed to be like caught up in this other nor'easter now, but like I said, the dry air's been kind of chewing it up. Doesn't really seem to be making it up the coast. At least, at the very least, it seems to be, if you look at the radar, all the heaviest stuff seems to be being pushed out to the ocean or like way inland. So New England is kind of like not getting the, the brunt of it. What's up, Herb? That tea lemonade tastes like pee. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody's into that. I'm not into it. What's up, Music Sound Gear? Providence, Rhode Island. Here, my grass has never been green. It's so green, yeah. We had another year where it rained all summer. Another summer. Was it 2017? Was the rain? We had another summer recently, within the last 10 or 15 years that it friggin' rained. Do I use Fast Fret? I used to use Fast Fret. It's basically mineral oil. If your Fast Fret runs dry, just pour a little food grade mineral oil. The food grade one, they boil it a little extra to make sure it's got no impurities in it. They filter it a little bit better. Get the food grade for butcher boards. Some people even drink that crap because it's stupid. But, knock yourself out there. That's all it is mineral oil. And it works. And it helps keep your fretboard clean, too, and hydrated. But, yeah, I haven't used it in a long time, but I used to use it. You know what I find is better for me? Just changing my strings more frequently and polishing the frets. It goes a long way. Oxidized frets they're kind of a drag. What? They write themselves. Leaf peeping not looking good for you guys this year. I think for us, I thought they said that if you have heavy rain, it won't drop the leaves quickly, but they should change and be pretty colorful because there should be enough like nutrients going on. I don't think they go straight brown. I think that's more when you're come out of a drought, right? I don't know what I thought it was more vivid if you have heavy rains and they stick around longer. They don't drop as quickly. So it stays up there. You love the string squeak and squeal, yeah. You hear it like, right. I know Wiz had an applause machine when we needed it. I borrowed the cable. I borrowed the cable that runs it into my. I had to borrow the splitter for another application. And speaking of that, I got fuckery on the truckery. Turns out that was not public domain. I got that sample from like a DJ software package, right? Where they provide a bunch of little hits. Well, if you look into like some folder, it's just a bunch of little WAV files. So I copied the WAV files over and we're using them in here, and one of them is that little country thing. Turns out that's a legit tune. That's like a real country singer's tune. I saw it got flagged as a copyright violation. They were blocking it in countries. They were taking 100% of the revenue. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I looked up the song that they referenced, and sure enough, it was her song. And it's like a legit, real country song. And I was like, oh, well, no wonder. This is like a legit artist. This is like real, got some money behind this artist. It's like, no wonder. It's like someone just stole that from the the opening of her tune. And then it goes into a verse. But you never hear it. They fade out before the verse starts in the sample that I had. But that's not some public domain like I thought it was. That's real. And I wound up actually, it took them like almost a week. But as soon as I got the notice, like right after the show, I engaged. They're like, what do you want to do? They're like, continue giving the artist the money and blocking in countries. And one is take out the offending part. And I say, and they go, you will lose like a minute. It was less than 2 minutes of audio. It was, in fact, I think it was less than a minute of audio. They were like, we can take out the audio. We can just snip this out. And then the copyright will be released. And I said, do it. And it took them like almost a week to complete it. And then they were like, it's out. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Not that like 99% of the money you make off a video happens in the first 7 friggin' days, but whatever. I don't know the artist. I don't know. Some country chick. But she was legit. That was definitely real. So why did Donna preload that sound effect? They didn't. I loaded that on there. They only, that anything in banks 2 or 3 were loaded by me. They only loaded the stuff in bank 1. which was all like sound effects, pretty much, right? Laughing, crying, farting, sneezing. I don't really use those. All the other banks, the red alert signal. There was a whole bunch of ones. The drum hit, those two drum hits, those were both loaded by me. The Hanna-Barbera stuff was all loaded by me. That blues track was loaded by me. All loaded by me. You got a copyright claim on your show last Monday? What was the what did they say? You used a tune, or was it a video? You loaded farting sound effects? No, the farting sound effects are on there. Those are already provided by Donner. They provide the farts. But the truckery, there's a few that I got from this, like, you know, that Z100. That's actually stolen. That was from a piece of software. What did they call it? They called it like radio, like cartridge software, where they just have like a whole bunch of colored things, and you can like program your intro and your outro and set fades and everything. And it's so, like, if you're doing a podcast, you can do an intro bumper and a fade in, and right, it's basically, they call it like DJing software, but they'd probably call it podcast software now. I still own an Ibanez lawsuit Les Paul. I do. I do like this guitar a lot. Mom, in the dishwasher, I had to buy a new one. Melt the spatula on the element, can't get it off. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Put a plastic thing in, and then it somehow fell down. Melts on the element. Yeah, right, new dishwasher is cheap. I tell you, I moved my dishwasher the other day, and there was like a little puddle under it. I was like, oh no, don't even start with this. We have a roll around. You know, I remember when we bought the house, I said, yeah, but you're never going to put a dishwasher in there. She goes, we can put one in later. I go, we don't have the counter space. Did you look there? Where would you put it? Well, like next to the sink. I said, there's not enough room. You'd have to put one of those like little narrow ones. It's like never going to happen. And then we actually had a guy who did one of our bathrooms. Really good carpentry work. God, my eye is so itchy. And his other big thing, other than doing bathrooms, is he does kitchens. And so I was like, come on down and take a look at our kitchen. He comes down, he looks at it, he goes, yeah, there's nothing I can do with this. Nothing. There's way too small. Nothing. No, he goes, no. No. He goes, we would literally have to knock down this wall, but then you have a stair. It's never going to happen. No. No. He's looking out. Nope. Nope. No, I think basically he's like, yeah, that's when you're going to put like an addition on this house and expand it. He's like, you'll never be able to, it's not going to happen. He goes, maybe if you, he goes, but I don't even think you could do that. He goes, if you took the chimney out of the house and then, tore down the central wall, but he goes, you're talking a couple of $100,000. I'm like, yeah. Man, this thing sounds good, huh? Exactly. Then your dishwasher's costing you $200,000. You know what you could also do? You buy a different house. Once you start, getting into major. My parents were like that. Oh yeah, I know you buy the house, but then what you do is you pick it up and you move it on the property. You're gonna move the house, yeah, you just move it back like 50 feet. Then you get the house you want. It's like, why don't you just buy a house that's 50 feet back from the street? Oh no, you want the right house, but it's like every house they got it always turned into some major renovation, some massive friggin' renovation. Always. It was like, ugh, it's like, enough. And they always did it themselves or with friends of my dad's. It was like, lucky we never died in a friggin' fire. We do use paper plates a lot. We did that. Got a price for a kitchen in the previous one was so much that we just bought a different house. Yeah, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. In fact, maybe it was like last spring, like March or April. My wife just happened to find this house, for sale. Kind of a little more rural than we are now. We're definitely way more suburban, But it was a little farther out, a little bit farther away from the city. And, so the space between the houses grows, around here. If you saw the picture of my trailer, my neighbor is like, 5 feet from my friggin', our garages are like 8 feet apart or 9 feet apart. You're right on top of each other. No, I have a 6,600 square foot lot, and that's about right for this whole street. We have like one guy that might have, like 12,000 square feet, but even he, there was a guy who wanted to buy the house and tear it into 2 lots, but no one around here would sign off on it, so he gave up because he didn't want to buy it unless he could put up a second house. So that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with house crammed in on top of crammed in on top of crammed in house. It's like insane. So we were looking at this house that was, definitely way more rural, way more out there, and closer to Providence than it is to Boston. But I got to tell you, man, that house was nice. It was like, what do they call that? A Tudor? Tudor. A Tudor style home. And it was enormous. And it was spread out. It had an enormous lot. It was totally private. Had like a big circular driveway to come in. I was like, I could see my full-on central air and everything, and had a wonderful office in it. I could see myself making that into a studio. Just, oh my God. And it didn't sell for that much money for around here. You know, some people might faint at the price, but it wound up selling, I want to say, for like $690,000, which isn't really that bad. Considering the house next door is, you know, like, needed so much work, and they bought it without an inspector. They waived the inspection and paid like $569. It's like, please, you know, it's like not even close. This house was like so friggin' enormous and so gorgeous. I think it was like 3,800 square feet. But instead of our house now, which is 4 floors, I think it was 3 floors, maybe even just 2. Might have been 3. Basement and a first and second floor. No, I'm not in Dedham. But it was nice. I tell you, it was real nice. I was like, I could see myself living there. I liked the separation from the neighbors. You know, you could go out, you could have a huge party, and no one, you know, it was a ways to get to the next friggin' neighbor's house. We don't, you know, that's hard to come by around here. The 4 floors. I have very good calves. My calf muscles are amazing. Yeah, but we're 4 floors, 3 flights of stairs, and let me tell you, I was cutting wood down here in the basement when I put in a new staircase in the attic. The staircase was so bad and like cracked. I tore out everything and I put a whole new staircase in. And in fact, I added a center string. There was a stringer, but it didn't come out. I added like literally buttresses in the middle to help. It was like night and day, like so much better than the old, than the old staircase. And I was running from the friggin' attic and coming down here and chopping and going back up there and going down here. My God, you go over those flights enough times. It's like, friggin' killing me here. House prices in Rhode Island are disgusting. Yeah, well, you find that, you know, if you're willing to be a little bit more away, you know, it's a lot cheaper. You know, it's like, for the longest time I lived inside of 128. You know, it's like when you're inside of 128, that's one price point. And then between 495 and 95, that's a whole nother price point. And then once you get beyond 495, that's a complete new price point. Right? It's like every ring you get away from the city, once you get a little bit farther out and farther out, it's cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Or for the same money, you just get a nice big fat house with a big giant plot of land, you know, which you would never be able to get around here. What's 128, the main highway that rings around the city? You put in a new staircase, but you draw the line and installing a dishwasher. There's no way to put it. There's literally no place to put it. We just not enough. You couldn't put a dishwasher in there. You could put one in, but it would be in another room. Might as well just have the roll around instead of schlepping, you know, glassware and everything from one room to another room. There's no way it could happen in there. And in fact, I don't even think you could get it in the bathroom. We keep the laundry in there. Can't put the laundry in the basement because the drain pipe runs from your head. It ends around 4 feet off the ground over here, maybe 3 feet off the ground. So there's no draining down here. You've got to pump up to go down. That's what you get when a house built in 1930. I think you spend most of the time in this room. I do, except in the winter, because the attic is a friggin' awesome room in the winter. And when it's nice and crispy and sunny, you go up there and you have a window cracked and a crispy breeze and the sun beaming in, and there's so many windows. It's so bright and sunny. I really love going to the... can't really do it in the summer. It's too hot. But in the winter, my God, that room is freaking gorgeous. So I do spend a lot of time in the attic in the winter. In fact, I have a full desk with a laptop up there and printer and scanner and all this stuff. And another computer, my most powerful computer that has my most powerful video card and 2 4K monitors, and that's my video editing station. So I don't do a lot of videos in the summer because I got to edit them in the friggin' attic. What's up, Edwin? Bought your house for $59, sold it for $149. Man, I knew this dude. He bought this place. A couple dudes. He bought this like 2-family house for like $189, and very quickly, within a couple of years, he flipped it for $399. And knew another dude who bought a house for $165, lived there for years, rented it for years, and then finally sold it and got like pretty much double. You know, pretty much double than what he probably get a lot more for it. Like a year ago when the market was hot and interest rates were low, but they raised interest rates to cool off the market because prices, prices are out of control, and that house next door is selling for friggin' $569. I mean, you can't even be serious. I mean, it's a tiny little cape that had, rotted wood everywhere, needed a full paint job, had all kinds of problems. And waived the inspection for friggin' $569. Wow. My house is worth like a friggin'... Based on that, my house is worth like $1 million, especially with that new back porch. I was a reunion. It was good. It was really good. We chowed. Speaker was there. Bobby was there. Speaker, I forgot, but then he was actually a student of one of the teachers there, who doesn't live up here. That guy lives in Waco, Texas now. Head on down to Waco. I think he was originally from Texas. And then the other guy, Bobby, I want to say he might have taken lessons from, did he take them from Peter? I'm trying to remember now. Who might have been there, or was it Dave Askren? He might have been Dave. He's in Cali. He's in LA now. You still got that Jack Butler guitar? I never owned a Jack Butler guitar. You're confusing me with somebody else. Oh no, he didn't travel from Waco. He didn't come up for that. I couldn't get somebody to come from like the middle of friggin' Massachusetts. Didn't show up. Another guy who lives up in New Hampshire now, he didn't show. And a few people, but as it goes, obviously by far the most packed one was the first one. We had like 20, 25 people. And then we had like 15 people. Then we had like a dozen people. And this last one, it was like 10 people, 8 people. Yeah, no Krellbot. Yeah, the Red Sparkle Jackson, never owned one, though. I think I did a video on somebody else's, but that wasn't my guitar. That was probably here for a couple hours. That Red Jackson was Bobby's, it sure was. Yep. Did you show off your pick collection? You know, I didn't. I showed off a few guitars. They were loving the Volas. I showed them a bunch of Volas. I showed them the Strat Select. The Select Strat there. What else? Yeah, I was showing off a few things. A buddy, one of the guys brought his Richie Kotzen Telly, which is a gorgeous guitar, but man, the Kotzen Telly, it's got a neck that screams, you're holding a neck right now. Yeah, it does have big neck. Yeah, baseball bat. It really is. It's enormous. Rainy cats and dogs in St. Paul. How about Boston guys getting any rain? We got a little bit of rain. It's not really coming in now. They say in the next 24 hours we're going to get more, but not really. It's pretty friggin' lame. Jackie, once you get outside of 128, you're in the sticks, y'all. Anything good, it happens within 128. Everybody knows that. That's why Brookline is so friggin' expensive, because it's like living out in the country, but in the city. It's a little slice of the country in the city where everyone has enormous lots, multi-acre lots, big fat, 10,000 square foot, 20,000 square foot houses. Jared James Nichols, sure. I hung out with him on a couple occasions at some of the NAMM shows. Yep. When I think of him, I think of... Was it? So, that video came out this week on the Midnight Special from 1973. It's Edgar Winter, but he brings out Rick Derringer to do a tune, and they do Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo, and they friggin' kill it. And it's absolutely live. That's the one thing I friggin' love about the Midnight Special. Look it up on YouTube, the Midnight Special. I subscribed the friggin' day they created a channel, because I knew some of the best friggin' performances are on the Midnight Special. And I literally wept at the performance. It was so friggin' good. I was like, thank you for really just killing it. He said, and it's not a very distorted guitar. He's going through a Marshall with a Les Paul Custom, but it's it was so good. It was like literally tears of joy I was friggin' loving it so much. They just nail it. And it's got, it's got Edgar Winter in the bass player doing the background vocals, and it's just so friggin' good. It just sounds so friggin' amazing. And, it's stripped down. It's a live performance, in the days. I'm sure it would be way more robust if it was something in the last 20 years. But, man, 1973, playing on the Midnight Special live, and holy shit, did they sound amazing. And what's so funny is he's soloing, and he switches to, and like I already said, this is the basic design flaw of the 4-knob design, and that is, right, rather than having a master volume and a master tone, is that he switches from his bridge pickup and the solo to his neck pickup, and the volume's off, and he has to very quickly run down. And because I'm sure he kept it off because you don't want extraneous noises just in case, and so he's got the volume off. He has to quickly run down and turn the volume up on his neck pickup on that Les Paul, and he's killing it. Rick Derringer, just killing it. Yeah, Frampton is amazing. There's so many acts that came through. The Midnight Special that I just totally remember as a kid, because you'd have some shitty babysitter who knew my parents weren't coming home till the bar closed, and the bar closed at 2, and would be sitting there smoking because she was 16, and that was the age of smoking cigarettes back then. So we've got some chick with the crazy blue eyeshadow and the big bell bottoms and the clogs, chain smoking while in the den, well, we're full of friggin' cigarette smoke as we're sitting there like we're in a bar watching the Midnight Special. Yeah, Bert Sugarman. Don't confuse you with Don Kirshner's rock concert. Some of them were like Top of the Pops. It was always mime, right? Solid Gold, right? It was always miming. Daryl, Midnight Special is friggin' live. It's always live. I've never seen anything but live on there. You want to see, again, a tear-inducing performance. Check out Linda Ronstadt on there. Again, it's like, holy crap. Talent. Freaking just talent. Just unbelievable. 13 and 14 for smoking. Yeah, no, I remember back then she goes, well, like, you can smoke. She's like, I'm 16. And, you can smoke it when you're 16. Oh, didn't know. Yeah, You're No Good on the Midnight Special was so friggin' amazing. Let's see if I can. The Van Halen version was pretty good. '76 was 12. Most kids smoked. Well, no, Massachusetts, where they were way more cautious. 16. I caught a good marathon today. I finally got a day off. I did a lot of painting. I'm going to finally do my front steps, I think, as soon as we can get. Maybe this week. We'll see. Cut some fresh stringers. Get a new front porch on. Not porch, front stairs. But, I caught a little marathon today. It was a little quiet. My wife was out. My son's home. He's not feeling well, so he's up in his room with, he's got Buddy hanging out with him. Buddy's all happy he's home. So I was looking on, what was on the streaming, and it was Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, which I totally remember as a kid. My mother wouldn't watch it. It gave her nightmares. Seeing this? Seeing this? Strike a pose. Look at her back there. Coffee's real good. It's that same like Starbucks blend. It's not by Starbucks though. It's by Kirkland, but I swear to God, it's Starbucks. It tastes exactly like it. So yeah, I caught Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. You remember? It's got Bela Lugosi and Lon Chaney Jr. Right? It's got the original guys who played Dracula and the Wolfman, and then it's a different guy to play. They don't get. He may have been. I don't know if he was available, but they didn't get Boris Karloff as Frankenstein. But it's pretty friggin'. It's pretty amazing. I forgot all the. You forget how quick. There's a lot of quick Lou jokes, right? Lou is constantly got these like little zings, little one-liners, like all the time, right? And God, so friggin' good. They've got a bunch of the other ones. They've got a Meeting the Invisible Man and Meeting Wolfman and stuff like that. I can check those out. But the original one I remember was Frankenstein. I thought that was the first one they did. See, a big Costco shopper? I am. I do like the Costco. What? No pumpkin spice blend? Yeah, I don't do the flavored stuff. I don't like the pumpkin spice. I don't like pumpkin spice. Look at that. Look at that little foot. Look at her. Look at that. On her back with her hair. So I was just enjoying that. So when that got over, right after that was the original, the Brady Bunch movie, not the sequel, the first one, which is again pretty funny. Again, if you know all the original, knew Jan Brady, and something suddenly came up, all the references to the original show. You know, Jan's Inner Torment. That was pretty funny. And then after that, of course I'm puttering around here, but I have it on in the background. And then after that was Zoolander, the first one. Another classic. Very, very well written. So quite a little marathon today. A little bit of everything. Yeah. Yeah, you see that? No, make yourself at home. Look at her back there. Hey, you make yourself comfortable. What's the trick for doing pinch harmonics? You got to choke up on the pick a little bit. Got to lean that thumb into it. And remember, they're all over the neck. And then don't forget, little upstroke is harder. Easier for chords. But if I was doing single note, all downstroke. Ola England Sola or Vola. Ola England is Sola, not Vola. Exactly. It's the new Ola guitar. Sure. Sure. I used to put harmonics on like everything, every chord, you know. Recommended interface and software for home recording. I like Focusrite. Been pretty good for me. And I like Reaper because it's cheap and it's actually pretty full featured, and their audio engine's pretty damn good. Cakewalk was free, but they're ending that. It's no longer, they're going to do switching to a subscription model or something. The Nuno muting thing when he goes like way up high. Not really. Leave my friggin' watch off. Oh, God. Got a little blood flow. Less is more. No, more is more. That's just science. Ask Ingve. What do you mean less is more? That makes no sense. More is more. What is wrong with you? Doo-doo. Oh yeah, it's much easier to learn pinch harmonics with high gain. It's not necessary to play them, but you'll hear them a lot easier. Wink, 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 wow. All right, so I was saying at the in the title of this video, kind of looking at acoustics recently. I have some really nice acoustics. I just restrung one today. And just, you know, for shits and giggles, just, you know, window shopping. Calm down. No one's buying anything. You calm down. I'm just looking. I'm just looking. Jesus. You know, there's some pretty good acoustics out there. Now, what's interesting is that I really don't go with the two top brands that most people go with. I don't know much about them, and I tend not to really shop for these brands. And the two brands I almost never, ever look at are Martin and Taylor. I just don't shop Martin or Taylor, like really ever. I've never really looked at them, don't really know much about their models and their layouts, and, you know, which is a top of the line and a really nice one, which is not. When I look for acoustic guitars, I tend to look at Gibson, Guild, and Larrivee for like really for the high-end stuff, and Fender and Ovation for more of like the low-end stuff, you know, or like mid-priced. But I never really go Taylor or Martin, which is odd because, I mean, they're probably the two biggest brands out there. I just don't know enough about them. And I will say that when I bought my Larrivee, which is a freaking gorgeous acoustic, it's like one of my favorite guitars. I recently did a complete overhaul on it, and it was playing. I remember sitting there playing it and saying, "My God, this thing sounds good." So it really does sound amazing. When I bought that, I was comparing it. I went to go buy a Guild D55. All right, that's how this all started. But they were dumping Guild as a brand they weren't carrying them at Guitar Center. So they had some in stock, but they didn't have a D55, and they weren't getting any in. I couldn't get a D55. That's what I wanted. I wanted a D55. And so, you know, I went to the one in Natick, and, you know, they had a few guitars, but not really. And then I wound up just going to the Boston store, the one on Com Ave by BU. And they had a lot of guitars there to check out. They had a really big acoustic room. That store was pretty big. And I wound up trying, it really came down. They had me try a bunch of different guitars, but I really kept going back to two guitars that I thought just sounded the best and really played the best. And one was a Taylor Jumbo, and the other was the Larrivee that I wound up buying. And they both sounded great. They both, you know, there was just something about that Taylor that it really did sound amazing. It was a Jumbo Taylor. But the Larrivee was $16.99 and the Taylor was $26.99. Like $1,000 difference between those two guitars. And I wasn't hearing $1,000 difference between the two guitars, you know. And the other thing is that the Larrivee, they used a beautiful ivory. In fact, if you look, it looks like it has like little ivory grain in it. It is gorgeous binding around the neck. And around the body, they use a flame maple binding that, again, just looks freaking gorgeous. You know, it's like wood on wood. It's an unholy scissoring of maple, spruce, and mahogany. And just like looking at it, that Larrivee looks so good. The Taylor had a blindingly bright white binding that, quite frankly, looked a little cheap. It didn't look that good. The guitar sounded good, played good, but I didn't really. So did the Larrivee, and it was $1,000 cheaper, and I really like that wood binding. Sort of stuck with that. It can't be real ivory. Real ivory is legal, but it's like a faux ivory. It's got these like lines in it. It really does look gorgeous. You know, it's a lot of attention to detail. You know, and like I said, I recently got it out and restrung it and, like, you know, cranked the neck and, you know, got the action going. And I was playing that thing, and I was like, God damn it, if this is not a really amazing guitar. But there's always been a few guitars on my radar that I've always wanted. I have an Ovation Ultra, but I always wanted the Glen Campbell. I don't know if you've ever seen the Glen Campbell. And there's another one. There's like an artist anniversary model with like a carved bridge. It's really gorgeous in Ovation. It's more of like a mid-priced guitar. And I've always wanted a Gibson JS200. Very expensive guitar. That guitar, at one time I probably could have got that guitar for $1,800. and now they're like $3,800. Also, I think it's called, is it the J45 or Hummingbird? That is we had one at the store, and I remember playing it and saying, you know, this guitar is simple, but goddamn if it doesn't sound good, that Gibson. It really, really sounded good. Just amazing. And then lastly, I'm still looking at the guilds, you know, still looking, you know, what was that other one that I really liked by? I'm thinking not the Guild D55. I still look for those, but the Gibson and the Larrivee. Larrivee makes. I have a D5. I think it's a DV5. Probably a DVE5 because it's electric. The 9 is the Rosewood version. But then they make a 10. It's like even like a notch above that, right? So, setting the stage. Let's take a look and see what they have over here on the. Oh, the other thing I noticed. Am I going to show this? Do they have it here? Yeah, it's down a little bit. But they hit 90,000. They actually were up around 92,000 earlier today. 92,000. They're going to hit 100,000 because people are balking at the prices. They're like, no. Let's see you hit 100,000 in inventory and let the sales begin. I've already seen prices like this Kramer Pacer drop to like $599. Gibson 50s Tribute. They were trying to get like more like 1050, 1150 not too long ago. They're already down at 950. I'm telling you, the great deflation is coming for guitars. I promise you that. Just ask anybody trying to sell a friggin' guitar right now. It is a buyer's market, not a seller's, without a doubt. Let's look at the 6 strings. Let's just look at Guild, and if it's going to be a D55, it's going to be like literally their most expensive friggin' guitar, or close to it. D40, D50, D55. Yeah, but it's a 75. It could be a little rough. That's the guitar I originally wanted. A D55 right there. Dreadnought. That was their pinnacle model. What are they asking for it? That's actually not a bad price. See, they wanted 20, and it's in fair condition. Who knows what's friggin' wrong with it? I don't. Once I see fair, that's run away, run for the hills. D50, any D55s? Anything? D35, D40s. Nah, you're not going to get a D55 down here. Now you're in the basement. Never going to happen. But that's the guitar. I would just want one that was made in like maybe the 80s. And you get a pretty decent one. All right, let's kill Guild. And let's see. What do they got? I'm surprised Gibson wasn't up there. Gibson? The vintage stuff, it's like, who cares? Like this, the Southern Jumbo. You know, not the J55. I'm thinking the J45. But right there, like the J200. It's a little pricey, but something like that, but just not so expensive. There's the J45 right there. That's what we would have in the store. Yeah. Those are gorgeous guitars. They sound wonderful. The one I remember, though, didn't have it had the regular logo. And I want to say it had, I thought it had split block inlays. Unless I'm thinking of a different model. Yeah, there's another JS200, 3600 though. It's like one of their friggin', you know, right? Yeah, but it's going to be all the flambe. It's got all the flames, flame everything. Right, and then to compensate for the the more brittle sound of the maple, you just oversize the body. It brings out all the bass. That wouldn't work as a parlor guitar. Need more like mahogany. Yeah, I don't know if I need a 52. See, there's the JS200, but the problem is it's the studio, so no binding. All right, once you get down to the studio, it's not quite the same guitar. You really do need the standard, not the studio. Here's a nice one, the Hummingbird. There it is. Yeah, that's the one I remember. But actually, not that body. That's the Dreadnought. You know, but that's the neck and the you know, the inlay and everything like that. It's just that it wouldn't. And the one we had one. I could have sworn the one we had was Brazilian rosewood. We had it was a special thing back then. This would have been like 1989, 1988, something like that. Yeah, J45s. Let's go take a look here. What do they have for? Get rid of Gibson. Let's look at Larrivee, which is like, I love Larrivee guitars. They're so well made. Not bad. D60, a P9. Yeah, but those parlors are so small. For $2,500, you know, I could have got a P9, you know, 10 years ago for half that money. That's pretty good though. J10. That's an you know, an L9. So 9 is the rosewood. 10 is rosewood, kind of like on steroids, right? They add a lot more inlay. Meh. OM is the orchestra. 05, 05. That's kind of like what I have. It's like this, a D5, but I have a D5 DVE. So acoustic electric, and the V is the Venetian cutaway. Oh, an LV, but that's a 3. No one wants a 3. It's either the 5 or the 9. Larrivee D9. Oh, that's not bad. D40. Oh, geez, that's good. Oh, geez, that's a 10. World's smallest. Look at that. I mean, you can't even be serious. It's like the world's smallest freaking postage stamp for a photo. I mean, yeah, there's the actual photo. But you can see it's got all kinds of inlay around the edge and like special. Yeah. It's got the, like mine, it's got the silver strip. They inlay a silver strip of silver. It's like a thick wire that they put around it at the top, sterling silver. Oh yeah, and that's full on rosewood too. That's nice. That's a good price too. $16.99 for a 10. That's a really good price. Yeah, there's a 9. No cutaway though. Yeah. Better photo though. Oh, better photo. That's like mine has the micro dot front. I have that same thing. Little tiny little inlays. It's your tiny little inlays. Anything here? All right, let's get out of here. You really want like a 9 or a 10. Or a 5. I have a 5, and the only difference between the 5 and the 9 is the whether they use mahogany or rosewood. But I prefer the rosewood. We already did Guild. Let's check out Ovation. Here you go. Yeah, see, there's a Glenn Campbell. Glenn Campbell makes a friggin'... That's a friggin' killer guitar. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Daddy-like. Look at that. Like a handstone cowboy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. I love the friggin' Glenn Campbell model. Such a great guitar. Could have got that for half the money 10 years ago, too. They've kind of been bumping up. That's not bad, a custom legend. Oh, yeah, that's a great guitar, too. Look at that, right? Oh, yeah. It's got all the bling blang. It's got the blingiest. That's a gorgeous guitar, too. Real nice. And you can get these for such short money, the Ovations, and they sound so friggin' good. You know, Ovations have such a great amount of bass. A lot of times I play like some of my other guitars and I go back to my Ovation. Look at this. Look at, are you kidding me? My cursor is in danger of blocking the entire thing. I mean, come on. For Christ's sakes. Get your friggin' act together over there. Oh, so this has a carved bridge. See that? Bridge is carved. Carved bridge, bro. Look at that. That's a friggin' gorgeous guitar right there. I really like that. With the carved bridge and all. I could see myself in that guitar. I want to live in there. Is that from Pineapple Express? Yeah. USA Legend. It's not the same, you know. It's like what a friggin' drop off in bling. I need the blingiest. I need double bling. No, wait. Triple bling. Yeah, yeah. Now the one to get was that other one. Either the Glenn Campbell or that like super mega custom legend. I do like a nice Ovation though. Put me down as a fan. Again, also, I gotta move hold on. There we go. When I saw Rush, that's what what's his name used, Alex Lifeson. A lot of his acoustic tunes, he had an Ovation, like up on a stand, and he would just walk up to the Ovation, play the acoustic part on the stand, and then back away and play the electric part on the guitar slung over his shoulder. So that probably had a lot to do with the influence. The influence. Oh yeah, nice big fat back. Got to get a deep bowl on these though. If you get a shallow bowl, it's a little weak. You know, I find that with the, see now that's kind of like what I have. See, it's not a black back, it's actually a brown back. That's kind of like what I have. Brown back. Not black back. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. What other brands? What's a high-end Fender going for? All right, so these are like the exotic, like friggin' Coca-Bolos and shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? I think that, yeah, it is. If we can get a decent photo. That is a channel bound. That's a channel bound neck. So if you get the top custom shop friggin' Acoustasonic, it's a channel bound ebony neck. Which is, yeah, that's a nice touch. Oh, hold on. There it is. Oh, get rid of that. There we go. Still in the American Acoustasonics. Oh, what the hell was that? Oh, damn, that looks like flame maple. Holy shit. Look at that. It's like an abalone inlay. Is that USA made? What's it called? Or is this like some super duper freaking import, right? It's like super duper awesome, but it's, that price is telling me it's an import. At $17.99, I feel like that's like a super duper import. Oh, it says it's Fender Custom Shop. Fender Custom Shop Kingman. Holy shit, $3,500. Wow. Wow. Huh. Huh. Damn. Wah. I gotta say, Kingman, I think we have a wiener. Jesus. Seeing this thing? I don't know. I mean, is it me? I'm just saying. Everybody's going to be pulling out their Martins and their Taylors, and you're going to be like, hold my beer. Excuse me while I whip this out. I'm just saying. Oh my God, look at the tuners. They got like little F's on them. Is that real? Holy shit, it is real. Look, I know you think your tuners are cool, but do your tuners have the brand logo etched, built right into them? They're custom made abalone and our mother of pearl and friggin' ebony friggin' tuners. Oh my God, look at that. I'm just saying, of all the ones we've looked at so far, the surprise, the dark horse, the friggin' dark horse out of nowhere, I'd say is this Fender Custom Shop Kingman. It's $17.99. It's I mean, what was it here? I think did we go back? $3,500. At $3,500, I'm out. There it is on good there. Wow. And see, Kingman at $5.99, sure. 1950. So that must have been. Oh yeah. So somebody had it for 1950. So that's. Oh yeah. Wow. Yeah, but that's not the same. That's not as crazy. Doesn't have the F's in the. It's not as nice. Right? Doesn't quite have the same accoutrements as this one with the inlays and the binding. Unless is that channel bound? Holy shit. I'm just saying. I think we need the Kingman Fund. Yeah, what are the thoughts on it? Looks like a Strat neck on an acoustic. Well, some of them were Strat necks on acoustics, but I bet if you look this up, I'll bet it's not a bolt-on. They did a bolt-on. Yeah, there's no way they're bolting that on for that kind of money. But you could get a Kingman bolt-on. Wow. Damn. It's got all the flames. It's like Flaming McFlameface. Look at that. Jesus. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, you can see the plastic is still on the pick guard here. Huh. Huh. I just saying, of the ones so far, You don't like it? Nah. So it's not for everybody. Half off a Fender Custom Shop. Buy it. I know, right? It is from the Fender Custom Shop. What's up, Michael? Good to see you, buddy. It's set neck, probably with an oval profile. Probably. I agree. Go for it. Simple financing. Question is, does it come with a case? This product comes with a case. You want to forget they got the OG case. Look at that. Damn. That's a family heirloom. My tuna's got F's right on them. Oh, yeah. Waka, 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 waka. Waka, 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 waka. Look at that thing. Damn. I'm not going to lie. So it's got to be, if it's USA Custom Shop, none of that's a laminate, right? There's no way that's a laminate anywhere, right? What a huge disappointment if this turns out to be laminated on the friggin' back and sides. Dreadnought guitar, brand new Custom Shop, combined solid woods, rich acoustics. Oh, Tony, look at you. I have a Fender Malibu, the Kingman poor cousin, but here's for the Kingman Fund. Thank you. It's tunas. Instead of just, I want to thank you for helping me. Video about the Squire. Help me purchase a Squire at 65. Because you couldn't. Will you come back later tonight? Probably not. I was up super early this morning. You love the distinctive vibe. And thank you, Son of John. So yeah, this has got to be USA made Custom Shop Dreadnought with an electric neck, red spruce top, and solid Eastern Flame maple back and sides. Provide big tone. Fishman Matrix Infinity. This one goes to infinity. Wow. It's that is amazing. That is amazing. All right. Right there. And it comes with a case. You gonna buy it? Look at that. I don't think I have a Sweetwater sales rep. You know what? They called me a couple of times, and I called them up and said, "You sons of bitches ever call me again out of the blue, and I will never buy anything from you again, and put me on your no-call list right now." And they were like, "Yes, sir. Sorry, sir." I was livid. Stop calling me. Don't call me. I'll call you. The one thing I don't like about Sweetwater, it's like you made your sale. Why are you calling to follow up on it? Leave me alone. Check out PRS. You know what? I don't know much about PRS acoustics. Now, our PRS, see, again, I worry that, you look into PRS and you find that they don't really make them, right? That they don't make acoustic guitars, that they just outsource it to somebody. Usually, kind of like what Framus did, right? They outsource this to this really high-end place. I mean, I'm not going to lie, the PRS, the Framus acoustics are gorgeous, but they're made in China. They're $1,000 Chinese acoustics, and they are freaking gorgeous. But they're still, it's a Chinese-made acoustic versus that Fender. That's American Custom Shop right there. That was made by some, Drunk dude on a Monday. Or a Friday, either way. Occasionally a Wednesday, but never on Tuesday. And a lot, again, I feel like these are all imports. You know? Cowhide Music says that Kingman is located 10 minutes from your house. Stand back. Oh, yeah, that's in Mesa. Guitar Center Mesa. That's a gorgeous guitar right there. That Kingman. You'll be the king, man. Go to hell, freaking Zircon Acoustic. We got a Kingman. How dare you? I don't think they do. Do they do a private stock? If they do, they don't have one here. They don't have an acoustic private stock, at least in Guitar Center used. Looks all like public stock, public library. Yeah. What else? If it's not PRS, we're gonna go. Should we look at the look at? They got mostly Taylors. The top 5 brands are Taylor, Martin, Fender, Breedlove, and Yamaha. Yamaha. That episode's classic. The problem with Martins is, they start to get a little nutty. They start to get a little kooky on the price. A little nutty, a little kook nut. 1980 D45. I remember a dude buying one of these and coming into the store. Was it the D45? I think it was. And I think he paid $2,500. Yeah, I think that was it. Then he paid $2,500 for it. And that would have been 1985. Someone do a quick inflation calculator. $2,500 in 1985 to present. This is used at $8,000, and it's a 1980. But the one I'm thinking of was 85. It was definitely 85 that guy bought that. I remember it for sure. It was 85, and I remember it was absolutely a D45, and he bought it brand new. He bought that D45. He came in to show us his brand new D45. I'd be curious to know if you spent $2,500 in 1985, what's that the equivalent of today? Guitar Dude says $71.33.50. Wow, so it's not too far off. Not too far off from the rate of inflation. That's an 80, obviously, but again, 85 to present. That's about right. A little higher than, and again, this is used. Who knows what they're going for new? Probably friggin' $15,000. A little expensive. Custom Shop D28. So no, they have a. See, this is the problem. I thought your whole friggin' shop was Custom Shop, right? It's like, when Ibanez, everything used to be prestige. You had one factory, the Japanese factory, and that was it. So it's like, they try to make these Custom Shop lines. It's like, well, how is this different from your other friggin' guitars? I thought they were all handmade. Some are more handmade than others. It's a handmaid's tale. Oh boy, that coffee is good. Yeah, so there's like a D28. That's a classic Martin. I don't know, man. For that kind of money, I'd probably get either that Larrivee or that Kingman. I'd rather go Custom Shop and show up and rain on everyone's parade. Pull that monstrosity out. Yeah, they're all pretty pricey, man. Even the D35's $3,000. It's a pretty recent guitar, 2020. It's a nice looking guitar. I'm sure it plays and sounds great. And it's rosewood, which I think is the best sounding acoustic wood. You know, over maple or mahogany. Mahogany's a little bit bassier. Some people really like mahogany. They think it's very warm. And I agree. I do like my mahogany sounding guitar, but some would say the overall best sound is rosewood. And then also, like, maple's very bright. To overcome it, you really have to, it really should only be used on jumbos. Not a bad looking guitar. Again, 2,700 friggin' bucks. $7,000 less. $1,000 less. Oh man. So, just saying. $1,000 is $1,000. It's an old saying. $1,000 is $1,000. Like, I like the OM, right? The orchestra model. It's a smaller body than the, but it has a nice sound. The orchestra models sound good, without a doubt. You know, it's a good sounding body shape. Not nearly as bassy as the Dreadnought, but still good. Nice mid punch. It's a good sounding guitar, the OM, without a doubt. But again, 2,700 friggin' bucks. I'll bet I could get one for 2,000 less, or not 2,000, 1,500 less, and get a Larrivee, and have a guitar that's just as handmade, just by, you know, French guys up in Canada, instead of, you know, the guys at Martin. Now the D28. D28, yeah. It's a nice guitar. What do you think? Kingman all day. I have La Brea for years and love it. Same neck and headstock. Pretty sure, yeah. What happens is I play a bunch of acoustics. Now, my Larrivee has a wonderful playing neck. I really like that. But sometimes I play a lot of these acoustics, and I go and I sit and I play my Ovation, and I'm like, wow, this Ovation really does. The neck is so easy to play because it's practically an electric neck, and it sounds so good, and it's a very comfortable body because it's got the rounded on the back. And I just find myself playing that Ovation a lot because it's a comfortable guitar and it always sounds good. And I remember when I got the first, I got the Parlor guitar from Framus. I remember playing that and saying, wow, this thing sounds so great. Then go and play the Ovation and saying, wow, this sounds incredible. You forget just how freaking good it sounds. You know. What model Guild did SRV play on his Unplugged? I gotta think it was a D55. That was usually what most people played, unless it was the, I think there's a jumbo, right? The D50 was a jumbo? Was it a jumbo or was it a Dreadnought? It was a jumbo, it was probably a D55. Let me see if I can get some images. Oh, that looks like that looks like a D55, doesn't it? Oh, a better shot here. Yeah, that's a 12 string. It's a 12 string. The 12 string is the what do they call that? Let me see if I can get to it here. It's in the D55 class if you look at the headstock, but it's not the same number. Let me get rid of that. We go to used acoustic guitars, including 12 strings, and go back to Guild and see if they have the 12 string here. High to low. It's the F512. The F512. That's what he's playing. That's the guitar. Which kind of looks like a D50, right? It's got the inlays, it's got the lines on the side, it's got the big headstock with the big G, the Superman G. Super G. Yep, that's it. Rosewood. It's a nice guitar. And again, they wanted $37.59, but people said, no. Now it's down to $24.99. You see this over and over again. They shoot for the moon, but people go, no. That's a hard pass at that price. And so they start to drop it. There's a... Oh, yeah, that's not bad. It's the model down. Instead of the 512, it's the 212. Yeah. Not bad. Yeah, if you like the 12 string. .46 is a JF30. Yeah, they just keep going down. Yeah, that's an archback with the maple. Meh. I'm giving it a meh. I'd take that in a heartbeat over any of those other ones. I'd take that F512. That's a killer guitar. It is going to be the great guitar deflation. Absolutely. Have any coffee? I do have coffee left. Oh my God, that's awesome. Mm. Too many guitars on the market. No, absolutely. It's supply and demand. And right now the supply is through the roof. And demand is down. In fact, I just saw a story in the Globe, Boston Globe, about how the weed market has been decimated because of there's so many people entering. Prices have been, the bottom's falling out on prices. It's turning into a big commodity, and people are losing their friggin' shirts. And the places are, and what you would think is, there's so many people that try to enter the market. Eventually, the market gets saturated. The bottom falls out on prices, and then you start to lose players that can't survive it, and then the ones that are left just sort of remain in place, and there's enough profit to keep them sustained. But no, it's it's one of those things where you kind of feel bad for the people that put up like literally hundreds of thousands of dollars to get started, and it looks like the bottom's falling out of the market like really fast. They'll probably never see that money back. Yeah, the state put up so many barriers to entry, so that like it took a lot to get going and getting into the industry, and people leveraged a lot of money to get into it, but then it just seems like there's so many people in it now. The market is so saturated. Be interesting to see what happens. I wish prices would start deflating. Gibsons are all up over 1,000 to 2,000 more down here. Yeah, it's you do start to see it. I've noticed it a little bit with some of the Les Pauls. So, like, take for instance, like, let me get here. Let me breadcrumb back to electrics. Well, let me just do Gibson Les Paul. Keep it. I did notice it. So they were trying for the longest time to just smack like a $200 to $500 premium on everything. But I see the same stock there. The stock isn't going. And so what happens is they start to lower price. You can see it. Here we go. Right, this is just all Gibson Les Pauls. Right? Price drop, price drop, price drop, price drop, price drop, right? Price drop. It's like not even a line goes by. Price drop, price drop, right? For the first one in how long that didn't have a price drop on it. Price drop, price drop. Right, another one right there. Right, it's just another one right there. It's like they're shooting for 1,009. Now they're dropping it by $100. 10% here, 15% there. It keeps going on. There's another price drop, and I see this going on, not just here but Reverb too. You see people, and Reverb's sort of always been like this. It's $2,800 and then it's down to like $1,499. It's like, you probably would have sold this a lot faster if you just had a reasonable price to begin with, instead of shooting for the moon and seeing if somebody's just gonna like pay some crazy price. I'm looking for something with binding on it. I want to get out of the studios. Can we get into some? Oh yeah, okay. So there's a traditional Pro. Right, and there's a standard traditional Pro. Can we get something lower than that? You know what? You can't go back anymore. They freaking broke their website like that. If I went back right now, it would bring me back to like Google. They have this like JavaScript friggin'. All right, so that's all studio. That's all studio. I want to see where is the lowest traditional, standard, something with binding on the neck right there. Traditional. Yeah, but that's a snap neck. That's a snap neck all day. What about this one? That's a snap neck. What about this one? Neck repair? We got a neck repair going on? No. That looks clean. So that's not bad. $13.99 for a traditional Pro 4. This 2023 traditional Pro 5, I guarantee you that's a headstock repair. Yep. See it? See the line? That line right there? Oh. Nice. You can't even see it. What? It was a headstock repair? Huh. Could have fooled me. Because whoever did that repair did a pro job. They lined it up just right. I would have advised you to slacken the strings before trying to fix it. But you do you. Yeah, just throw a clamp on it. You're fine. You're fine. Jeez, calm down. Traditional Pro 250s. Yeah, no, he was out of clamps that day. Held it with a little string around it. You know, yeah, get a traditional Pro 2 for 1440. That's not bad. You want to get under 1500, Les Paul Standard Traditional Pro under 1500, Traditional Pro under 1500, Traditional Pro under 1500. You know, just seeing, because they wouldn't do this a couple of months ago. Couldn't get. They wanted to keep them all at like $15.99 and higher, but they're finally cracking under 15. Traditional Pro 3, Standard Pro. Not bad. Oh yeah, good looking guitar. Has it got the screwed up? No, no, it's good. Sometimes on the 2014, it's got a screwed up inlay. No, because it's a no, it's good. It's good. Some models in 2014 have like a scroll to represent the 100-year anniversary. So some people don't like it, right? But it's a traditional, so they didn't do the scroll. That's a good looking guitar. Very much like the guitar I own, but different. Nice fretboard though, huh? Beautiful. Good looking. Under 15, over 14.99. Under 15. Yeah, you're seeing them to crack it under 15. I'd like to see in a few weeks, like maybe in a month or two, if they crack under 14. Can we get it down to like $13.99? You know, Les Paul Classics, Les Paul Standard. How's this looking? Oh yeah. It's your standard. Yeah, not bad. I mean, it's no Kingman. Oh yeah, here's a Les Paul Classic. Good looking guitar. Cherry red, nice looking. Can't go wrong there. Classic, traditional pros, a lot of traditional pros. That's a internal brand, internal line for Guitar Center, right? I don't like the satin. I don't like satin. At least on a Les Paul. Satin looks good on maybe more like an S type, but on a Les Paul, it just doesn't feel right. Traditional plus. How's that top? I'm looking very plussy. Maybe it's just crappy lighting, but I wouldn't say it's a real head-turning top. Now the Pro 5, Pro 5s. I haven't seen one that's really wowed me, but they're probably saving that stock for more money. Right? Anything with a wow top, they tack on. Like, what the hell is this thing? Well, that's older. You can tell by the headstock. You know what I'm saying? I don't really do that headstock any longer. Again, an ebony? It's just a reflection. It almost looks like a little blue. Like a dark blue. But it's probably just black and it's just a reflection. It's probably just ebony. Not bad though. You wonder what's wrong with it though, because it has a fair rating in it. Fair always scares me. Les Paul Pro. What's this? Another? Oh, site mapped. You just got site mapped. More traditional pros. Boy, they got a ton of those, huh? More classics, more Pro 5s. Almost feel like they're dumping a bunch of these. There's like just so many. A lot of times that comes from an internal dump where they can't really put it on sale. They dump it out through the used because the vendor can't complain. We didn't sell them as new. We sold them as used. And they can blow them off whatever they want. More of these classics. I already have a classic. Anything with a... What do you think of this? Classic with the little odd top. Don't really see that much. You know, if it was flame top, yeah, but I think the plain top, I'm not feeling it as much. I just feel like if it was a flame top, it'd really punch, you know? The plain top is just feeling, well, a little plain. Yeah. Well, Les Paul traditionals. Oh, some more classics. We're up to 1800. We're passing the 1800 mark. I'd like to see more standards than classics. I feel like classics should be more like $16.99, $17.99. They're all... Oh, well, there's a standard with a... Oh, yeah. It's a good-looking guitar. Oh, looks like they took the pick guard off. Nice-looking top, though. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. Hey, baby. What do we got here? Blueberry Burst. Oh, yeah. Not bad. If that green one was like this, right? Am I right? Right? Classic 100. Is that a surf green see-through? Or is that a paint? Oh, no, that's like a mint green. Kind of minty. That's light. And it's that one with the switch. You'll switcheroo. Never crazy about that particular. I'm a traditionalist when it comes to that. More classics, a ton of classics. I'm just looking for something that like really sticks out, you know. I want you to wow me. Is that allowed on school property? Got a Slash. Now there you go. Now there's a top. Not a bad looking top right there. Topless. Topless. Yeah, I'm not seeing... yeah, that's the classic. That's the custom color, right? Yeah, right. I think this is Chicago Music Exchange exclusive color, right? The CME exclusive. Not a bad look. Yeah. I'm just looking for one like just wow me. Come on. We got it somewhere. We got this. There you go, maybe. Not bad. Good looking top. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Nice. I got it going at multiple angles. Look at you. I got centerfold. That's a good one. This in here we go. Another traditional. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's got all the flames. Kind of like that. Not bad. All right. We are creeping up to 9 o'clock. So, you know. You get a brand new LP Classic for $17.99 at Guitar Center. I had heard that they have a private sort of quiet sale going on. You can get a Les Paul Classic pretty cheap there. It'll ring up at like you said, $16.99, $17.99. I had heard that. So time to buy the Kingman? Yeah, right? Don't I kind of have to? Don't hold your breath. That was a good deal. Still a pretty expensive guitar. I don't think I could, by the time I'm done getting it, it'll be like almost $1,900. Was it $1,799, I think? How much was it? It was $1,799. So, let me do the quick math here. It would be $1,935.14 to my door. $1,935.14 is the total. $22 in shipping and $112.50 in tax. Have a good one, speaker. I know I just got here. I'm going to check out my local guitar center now. Yeah, there you go. All right, dudes. Thanks for hanging out. Super extra special thanks to anyone who contributed tonight. I'm going to shout out Tony because it's in my head that very generous and very much appreciated. And we will do it all again in a week. A brofist to my mod squad, hashtag brofist, hashtag mod squad. And we will do it all again in a week. I should have a video coming out. I've been on like a little moratorium. They want the video to come out on the 29th. So you will definitely see a video out this week because it's a new Donner. And it actually looks pretty sick. I think you're going to like it. It's a new Donner guitar. Looks pretty awesome. That video could be coming out on the 29th. I think that's Friday. Everybody wants to do Friday releases now. Anyway, catch that video on Friday, and we'll do it all again a week from tonight. And there you go. All right. Have a wonderful week. And don't hold your breath on me getting the Kingman, though I have to say I am Kingman curious. Far more likely I'll get like a talk box or something. We'll see. All right. No, you rock. I'll see you guys in a week. Until then, have a wonderful week. And I'll see you then. All right. Later.